Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2017. We've got another friendly match coming up here, our match against Inverness, which will be a bit of a warm-up before our true first game against Inverness here in the Betfred Cup. It's probably not how it's said. I have no idea. Whatever, these guys. We've got 6 days to do that. We've got our tactic. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say about the last match. If you had told me that we were going to draw against Aberdeen, who finished second in the Premiership League twice in a row now, and actually third before that. Top tier Premiership League going on here. If you had told me that I was going to draw against them before the match, I would have been ecstatic and probably not believed you. Of course, if you had told me we were going to draw the match when I was leading 2-0, I would have been a little bit salty, as I am now. So I'm a little disappointed that we weren't able to follow that through to an actual win, because that would have been like a huge boost, even though it was only friendly. I am pleased that we've got that. I think what it's demonstrated is, again, you can't put too much weight into some of the results in A, the friendlies, B, when your familiarity is low, because all kinds of things could be kind of goofy. But I think what it does demonstrate is that this setup up front, this can score. This can score touchdowns. It can score grand slam touchdowns over here. Thomas and Moore, of course, are loners, good strikers, but Harkins, man, oh man, this guy's weird. Like, both a player and a coach. I don't know how that works, but I'm really happy about it. He can play a million different positions. Really, really good guy. Defensively, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. That again, we got scored on in the end, but only twice against Aberdeen. Maybe that means our defense is actually halfway competent. Maybe what I should have done is pulled Devlin back to a full defense role. Maybe I could have done that with both my my fullbacks. I want to call them like defensive wingers, the wide defendy people that are off to the side. Shut up. I know everything about foot soccer ball. So other than that, I don't think we're going to make any real tweaks to our baseline strategy here, especially going into the next one. It will be nice to get a bit more of a baseline feel. But that being said, again, we are going up against another Premiership team. Inverness over here is sort of middle of the Premier team. Well, they were sort of top tier. Ended the last season, middle of the Premier tier over here. Yeah, what do we have here? Air, seek, loan deal. Oh! That was the big thing. I forgot. Okay, so, nice. So I went shopping around because, as I've talked about, we have over on our right winger, Devlin over here, this spot over here, defensive right, we've only got one person who can really fill that role. Michael Rowles isn't bad, actually. He's not terrible at it. He's currently injured. Actually, the good question is, what kind of roles can Michael Rowles play? He can do middle, he can do the side. Okay, so actually, that's not a bad backup, because he can sub a few different people, right? But overall, I was worried about the depth on the right-hand side. And so I went looking around, and I found this little 17-year-old kid over here who's got stupendously good physical stats. I don't know. I mean, this is not a... we don't have the full information. We won't know until he's on the team. But I was able to get him on loan for free for 2 years. It's a 2-year loan contract, and I also negotiated that I think they pronounce the Celtic, right? The Celtic is the team, just like in basketball, just Celtic. Anyway, they were on the Celtics under 20. I negotiated they couldn't be recalled, so we should have this dude for 2 years. After that, he will revert. He'll probably be too expensive for us to pick up permanently. Although there's something to be said, like maybe we could have actually done something like that. I think we can upgrade him once we've got him on loan. We'll get a lot more information about what he is, and assuming he actually starts to develop well, then maybe we can consider offering him a full-time contract. I think we will actually have that option. Now, he's not very expensive to transfer, but he does get paid. This is a 17-year-old kid getting paid £2,000 a week. That's the problem. We wouldn't be able to match that, unfortunately. There's just no way our budget. This would literally be like a quarter of our total payroll budget for this one kid. But for 2 years, we should have him for free. So we have to respond to... Right, so he's been accepted. He hasn't joined the team yet. We'll take a look at him soon. Oh, our groundskeeper wants to know if we want to change the dimensions of our pitch. I guess we'll leave it as is. Technically, it's 1 meter shorter and 1 meter wider than a standard pitch, but it's well within regulations, so I don't know, we'll leave it be. I don't know if that would cost money to change it or not. Largest pitch. Oh, this is literally the largest size it can accommodate, and that's what we're currently tuned to. I guess we could paint the lines a little bit smaller. Okay, we could have gone a little longer. Anyway, continue. That's fine. So we're mostly going to go Inverness. It'll be really interesting to see what happens when Railston comes in. There's our season ticket sales. You know what? I think this is slightly more season tickets than you would have sold at the start of the 2016 season in the previous edition, where we were a lower tier team. It would have been somewhere around that, and actually more tickets being sold. So about 1,000 total. You know what? Maybe that's kind of same-ish. I don't know. Our I can't remember. Our stadium can handle something like maybe 12,000 people. I'm not positive. You figure we should research defensive positioning. No, we're going to keep working on match tactics, especially since this is, again, not a quote-unquote real game. So we do have some scouting information, what formations they use, what they're most vulnerable to facing, like statistically speaking, but I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments to this at this time, especially so early on. We're just going to keep going. That's going to be okay. Click, click, click. So we're still waiting for Railston to actually join us. Team training. Yeah, all right, we'll apply that. That's going to be fine. Because, yeah, I'm not wrong, right? You still haven't... Yeah, you're not actually here. That's actually a question. Oh, ARFL fan poll. Should he be signed? Yes, no. Oh, they want us to actually sign him as well. When does he actually join us? Maybe maybe there was something a little off in that contract. Can I check that? Contract info. It's not here. Can I find out, like, what the deal was again? Offer accepted. Duration end of next season. I don't see anything date-wise, so presumably he's going to come to us like relatively soon. Maybe he's already lined up for the next match. Oh, there we go. Excellent. So that's us. Beautiful. Beautiful. Railstone joins Air. Fan reaction is good. We can get some information on the stats. Okay, so his stats kind of hit the middle of a lot of like that range that was there. It didn't get very high. His agility's a little lower, I think, than we were hoping. Natural fitness of 15 is good because he's got a lot of potential for development. Again, he's very well suited to a role on the right-hand side. We'd probably want to develop him as a good and proper fullback. And yeah, it'd be nice if he could also work as a defensive center back or a central defender in some fashion. His determination is very low. That's interesting. Again, but he's free! He's free! So, I think he's going to be nice to pad in. I'm going to get him to work primarily on... His primary training is going to be to do the fullback on the right-hand side. Yeah, you got playing position, but we want you to do a little bit of everything. Defender right, it's your natural thing. And yeah, you work on fullback. Fullback requires a little bit more skills than the what is it called? Complete something? Oh, the defensive fullback. The defensive fullback literally like super defensive, so it doesn't care about a lot of the more aggressive skills, whereas the fullback, you want a little bit more. You want some crossing in the snap, but you're 17 years old. Hopefully you got a lot of potential for working that out. Your work rate is pretty low, so you actually won't appreciate additional focuses. We'll leave you be for now, and we'll get back to you, but I'm going to get you to work on that, and that's going to be good. Now, the loan thing does sort of want him to be on a first-team basis, so if he doesn't get any play, there is going to be some complaint from both him as well as his parent team. I'm going to put him into subcategory for now, and actually, we could go and give him a game over here early on. Nikki, what are you looking to be? What are you supposed to be? You're supposed to be first team as well, so there's a little bit of something there. As long as we sort of cycle him back from time to time, that's going to be okay. I'm going to get you to sit out. I mean, it is just a friendly. You know what? Tell you what, I'll bring you in for the friendly. That's going to be fine. We'll get you to do some stuff right away. That's going to be okay. I could consider... Michael Donald is still somewhat injured. Thigh strain. The yellow like this, he can play, but it might not be good. No, I'll definitely leave him aside over here. That's going to be fine. Michael Rose, when you come back? 3 to 5 weeks. Jeebus. We started with that. And you're learning some stuff. You're being tutored by various things. Okay. Continue? Continue. Yes. Let's see if we can't get to that Inverness game. Loan report. Yes, he's out there doing things. That's okay. Injury report. That's that we already knew. No new injuries, though. Good. It sucks when you get new injuries during the preps. Oh, these are people to scout. Scout to replace aging players for Peter Murphy. Yeah, go ahead and scout those guys out. That's going to be fine. Hart falls out with Fleming. Oh, what's this? Oh, they're not. While their personalities are well matched, a spat of recent personal differences led to an acrimonious ending their working relationship. Okay, so Hart was being tutored by Fleming. And unfortunately, that did not work out. His determination's going up a bit. This is Hart. He's younger. He might be a replacement goaltender. His potential ability is at least 3 stars. He might even get up to 4 if, things go relatively well. But, I mean, at least we've got someone else. But hot prospect, I don't know if that's like the best way to describe him because he doesn't seem stupendous. I mean, he's got, agility above 10. It's hard to find anyone with stats above 10 on our team, right? Those 12s and 13s, man, do we cherish those people. What do we have going on here? More reports on people, more reports on people. Maybe one should tutor the other. Sure. There's actually a lot more of these little pop-ups than before. I'd like you to tutor him. Okay. Excellent. All right. So the morale hasn't really changed, but that'll hopefully do. Railstone joins team. Yes. And the team is happy about that. Where? Oh, right. This is Andy O'Connell. This is the contract that I had renegotiated with this guy because I think he's got some future at the club for us. We'll see. He wasn't super expensive. Maybe it was a good idea. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. And I still have some money to do some transfers. I'm waiting for my scouts to really get a lot more work done so we can get some information. No, we're not going to get more under 20s coaches or physios. These guys, they could improve their quality of coaching. I mean, we have to pay for that, but that's probably okay. Oh, no. They figure the club's too broke, so we're not going to do any of those right now. That's going to be all right. Getting close to our friendly here. And we'll have a lot more information. And then once we start the real games, we'll have even more. Transfer activity, okay. Yep, that's fine. Start report, Nikki Devlin, voice of displeasure, quality. He's not happy with the chronic. Okay, that's the second time this has come up. I'm going to go ahead and remove the additional focus over here. Even though the crossing might be nice, but that's okay. Recommend offering out Andy O'Connell on loan. That's not a terrible idea because we're not using him right now. I'm going to wait on that until we figure out who our 7 actual substitutes are going to be. Recommending we change these people's the statuses to... I mean, Peter Murphy might be more playable as a backup. In fact, I don't think he's starting right now. And actually, Alan Forrest, that's another one of the problems right now, is that, yeah, he is, in a sense, being played as a backup, which isn't necessarily fair to Forrest. Because he is actually an excellent attacking midfielder. The problem is he's being overshadowed by Harkins. What if we went to a 4-2-2? I mean, obviously that'd be less defensive, but we could have Harkins and, I mean, I don't know if in 4-2-2 if you have like sort of the defensive midfielders, then midfielders, but if we went like midfielders and then 2 attacking midfielders and then the 2 strikers up front, we could have Harkins and Forrest in action over there. But the thing is, our midfielders are actually pretty good. I mean, the weakest point there is actually at 2.5 stars, and honestly, Jamie Adams hasn't been doing that badly for us. But that could be the possibility. I could have Doherty and Kearney play just as central midfielders. So, grab you, and then 4-3-1-2 narrow. I guess we'd look through the narrow things, or the 4 defender things, 4-3-1-2 narrow. So we'll make another copy of that. And yeah, let's say... There we go. That looks a little bit more right-ish. Let's say we did something like this. Who's got the best actual shooting? First touch, finishing is 12, long shot 12. I think it's still Harkins. Finishing 13, less good on the long shots. So we'd actually want to make sure Alan Forrest was moving up more. Well, Get Further Forward is already on there in this role, but I wonder if there's like an even more accurate role here. Shadow Striker. Team's main goal-scoring threat, usually coupled with... So, Right. He'd still... So he's... So, okay, Shadow Striker, I get it. He's sort of like in the attacking midfielder position, but it's operating kind of as a striker. Be overlapping with more... I feel like... Almost feels like more like 3-striker combination over here, and I'm not sure that's quite the right way to do it. What about Playmaker? Is actually shoot less often. And make more passes. I'm actually okay with you shooting. You know, and actually Harkins as well. I mean, I guess I could put them both in support or something like that, but I kind of like this because we've got sort of attacking on a slightly left, attacking slightly right. Is this crazy? Makes better use of Forrest, who is a really good player for us. Anyway, I'll leave it in there, but for now, we're going to go and put as Crawford or Jamie, either one of them, in here. Something like that. Okay. That's going to be fine. We're going to leave this be for now. Okay. We got to get to that friendly here. By God, we've been going on 15 minutes. We haven't done it. Yes, top headline is still this. And I suspect that's probably got our fans pretty excited. How do I find out about that? Board satisfied. We control the wage expenditures. Yes, we have, of course, at this point. But things will change at some point. We're going to hire some more people, probably. You guys are still not ready to go. All right, team selection. Go. We are going to go with this. We've got Tony in here. It's only a friendly. We'll get him a little bit more experience over in this role. It's a little bit of actual match experience, and then you'll just focus primarily on your training, and we'll see how you do. Your mental situation is still a little rough. Your physical situation is really good. Hopefully we can get your mental stuff up there, and we'll see how we can do. Robbie Crawford does not like a slightly stronger pick for this position, no. You and Jamie are a bit weaker, but that's okay. You're going to be more defensive, which is a little bit easier to deal with. Yeah, but I can't fit another defense. I mean, I could put one of the injured people in there, but I'm not going to do that. I don't even want them to suit up at all. Okay, Fancy Inverness, no kidding. Again, they're very, very, very strong team. Not as strong as Aberdeen, I think, but pretty darn close. Yeah, let's apply that advice. You can go and tightly mark him, sure, something like that. We're gonna say that there's places we need to know if there's room for you in here. In particular, Tony, it'll be interesting to see how well you do over here. And that'll be the other thing. Like right now, we're basing most of where we assign our people based on where the game. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Where the game says their role, ability, and readiness is, but as we actually get some playtime here, we'll start to look at their overall score, like over the last 5 games, how was their average performance in that time? And if they're doing poorly, then that means maybe we're using them wrong, or maybe they do need to be, subbed out or replaced or something like that. And so it can be surprising where the game says that their readiness for a particular position is a little bit poor, which will lead them to make potentially more mistakes, but they might actually do pretty well because of some, odd combination of stats and who they happen to be partnered with and the overall team strategy. Okay, that goes wide. Then we get a goal kick. It'll be interesting if, like in the Aberdeen game, we end up, with a 2-0 lead. We are playing at home, which does help substantially, of course. Oops. Wow. Nice save by Fleming, because that could have easily been knocked in there, I think. So right now, they're the only ones who have gotten shots. The possession's about 50-50, but we're clearly not making a good job of moving it upwards. Also, the fact that all the replays are... What the... Oh, that was some interesting tackling going back and forth. And no, iTunes, I don't want to update you right now. Go away. Boo, iTunes. Boo. All right. I was going to say... Whoa. It's feeling very clustered. That was an interesting dump by Boyle. I guess it was probably wise. There's still some people around. They might have tackled you or something like that. I just take a look at get a feel of our positioning. Again, the defensive position is going to be a little hard to rate right now because of, they may not actually be following the tactics. The other thing we want to do, potentially, since our team's not particularly, brainiacal, we may want to go and encourage them to stay more structured if we don't trust them to play more creatively and more flexibly. Still, flexible isn't, super flexible, so it's not like we're going fluid or anything like that. If you do have a better team with smarter people, at the higher end, you probably want to have more and more and more fluidity. And you could also give individual people with high creativity, good vision, anticipation, I don't know, different things like that. You might give those people specific instructions that they can play more fluid. All right, right now we're holding them off to 0-0, which, again, I should be happy about. Oh my God, the other team's drawing yellows like crazy. We're even on fouls. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and be passionate. Keep going. Hard work will be worth it at the end of the season. That's going to be sufficient for this. Taking a look over here. So they're wow, 60% of possession is crazy. Really crazy. Our pass completion is poor. And that's despite the fact that we're actually, we're so conservative with our passes over here. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take off the play-out defense here. And we'll see if that helps us move the ball out of our end a little bit more. It doesn't mean we're going to dump the ball a bit more frequently, but we'll have to hope that it works out. We're doing really well in the headers, but those are almost all going to be defensive headers, of course. So we're going to do that. Just try to move it out of our end a little bit faster, because I suspect in our effort to play it out of our defense, we're actually losing possession again. And that's keeping the pressure really hard on our side. Of course, I mean, we're 4-5 for shots. It's not super bad. The possession looks really miserable. All right, there we go. Now we've got a bit of a play going forward to Thomas, but Thomas is really boxed in, gets tackled away. Sutherland over there. He can't quite hold on to it, and Magat is able to knock it back into the offensive zone, but Thomas isn't able to get it in time. Which, fair enough. I mean, I don't even think... Oh, my God, I do not like that. Do not like that. Please, can that not have been offside? Okay, he didn't score anyway. Oh, that had me really worried there for a second. Endurance-wise, people are doing currently okay. Shift back to Horner. Doing some nice passing play. Oh, watch 17. Okay, he was going to be offside for a second. A couple of people on there. He's forced to make a shot wide. That makes me happy. Do I want to set anything marking-wise? Do I want to set any opposition instructions? I'm not sure. I mean, we might want to... Sutherland, where the hell are you in this list? Right over here. Oh, you just got subbed in, so you're not even their primary guy. You know what? We may close you down a little bit faster. I could always set specific individual instructions, like this, you always be on this person over here. But I don't know, it's easy to kind of F up and have your people constantly drawn out of position if you do that. Thomas is not going to win that race. Which it's understandable. Again, this is a higher tier team. They've almost certainly got a lot more acceleration and pace. Oh, a nice body block there by number 4. Who is that? Who are you, number 4? Bellatoni. Yeah, I'm really happy to have him on our team, actually. And it'll be interesting to take a look at Ralston's performance. Ooh, again, these set pieces. I mean, last time the set piece resulted in us losing, or having 1 goal scored against us. Yeah, I still have the behind goal camera, which actually I'm quite keen on here. That to me just looks like they won the header and passed it to a man who was, open-ish. We had someone else there, but yeah, it's legit-ish. They do have a lot more shots on goal at this point. Again, we still have our overall defensive stance. I could be giving more instructions. It does feel like as the game goes on, the other teams tend to do better, which probably means some of these instructions might actually be quite good. But they're based on the quality of our assistant coach, which isn't that good. Our team is not being really performant over here. Look at it, poor morale, and actually you're braided badly. Maybe I'm going to swap in Alan Forrest over here, get him to play because he does actually need a little bit more attention. Ralston's actually doing quite good in the defense. Paul Kearney's not really performing super good so far, so we'll swap you out. Craig Moore, neither, but you know what? Let's bring in Craig McGuffey. We can get him a little bit of practice in a live game. And we're bringing in somewhat lower tier people. We are replacing people so they'll have higher, endurance and speed and stuff like that. Cole gets... Oh, that's a second yellow card there. Isn't it? Isn't that what it showed too? Oh, no, I'm seeing this display where there's 2 yellows back to back. Sorry, I just thought that was something else. I'm like, hey, I know what 2 yellows in a row means, but I guess you were just showing a red anyway. All right, McGuffey. Oh, nope. Jamie Adams. Again, one of our people set to somewhat more attacking. He's got 3 people on him. Does pass to McGuffey. Somehow in there. Doherty fumbles with it a little bit before gaining control. Ralston with a huge long shot. Wow. Wow. Gets deflected by the goaltender, but it was, it looked on target. I don't know if it was going to be too high or not. Well, probably not. If it was going to be too high, I doubt the goalkeeper would have been able to touch it. So, kudos to you. Back to Doherty. They've got, it feels like there's so many of them all over the place. McGuffey throws it back a bit. Doherty, oh, and that's the end of the play. Really? Oh, but there's a foul. No, over the head. Wouldn't it be crazy if we could score an equalizer right now? I mean, I could go to a more aggressive stance and see if we can't, run a miracle goal or something. And maybe we'll do that in the last few minutes. If it's still 1 behind, then we'll consider doing something like that. Ralston's getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to replace him. Boo. Yeah, that's a shame. So we're going to replace him with Nick, whose morale is quite poor, maybe because he didn't start. That's unfortunate. Why is everyone so miserable? Daryl over here is getting a little bit tired. I'll bring in Peter Murphy. What the hell? It looks like we're not going to win this one, but we'll give our second stringers a bit more of an opportunity. It's amazing how well we did against Aberdeen. I think we just got some lucky goals, and then... Because we were getting outshot like crazy, weren't we? We're still getting crushed on possession. But yeah, we could switch to a turbo aggro thing to, try to rush the ball forward and score, but I think that would probably just end up in us losing by even worse. Because I don't actually expect we could get it in there. I guess we probably still have... Well, we don't have an instruction here. We could do some, here. Try some miracle shots. Who knows? If you even get the ball over in their end. If you're given... Oops. Oop, Crawford. Crawford getting a yellow card? Yep, there it is. Oh, and an injury! Oh, come on. And I just subbed you in. Well, I'm going to sub you out right away. Make sure you don't get worse. Just put Brian Gilmore in there. Not getting injured is the #1 rule of this particular friendly here. The fact that you're not moving is actually a really bad sign. You didn't just, pick up a knock and then that was it. God damn it, Forrest, if you're out... Twisted ankle. Okay, if it's only twisted, you'll recover in a handful of days. Maybe a couple weeks at the worst. If it's only twisted. Alright, we can skip this. Yes, it's very sad it's being carried off, but we can skip this. It's okay. Alright, play resumes. We don't have the sub in yet. Back to Fleming. There's a substitute. Gilmore coming in. That being said, we're not reliant on Forrest. It's kind of interesting. Whereas Forrest could very easily be the star of the team, our current tactics don't make use of that. But, I mean, any tactic that would highlight Forrest a little bit more by putting him... We do really need to run at least 2 central attacking midfielders. And then we really wouldn't have the way to take advantage of our strikers as much. Wish I could get information about what the real Ayr United uses as their particular tactics. And most of their matches aren't actually televised, and their sort of their rosters are described just a lot more generally, not like specific strategic numbers. Who gets placed exactly where and how they get used. Plus, I mean, this is not the same as real life either. I know that's crazy to say, but it's not. No, failing to win these matches is unacceptable. That's not true. I will cautiously say, yeah, luckily this is only a friendly. You'll need to be much better. Okay. Post-match analysis, leave match, and then we're going to find out what the state of Alan Forrest is. Oh, Jesus Christ. 6 to 8 weeks for a twisted ankle? Well, we don't need him to be in the next game. Plus, he'd only be half-assing it in the next game. So we'll leave it to the physio. And I will... how do I speak to him about his injury? Isn't there a way to do that? I don't know. I think there is. There might be like a menu for it. There's a way to do it, but I don't... Speak about... No. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, okay. So going into our first real game, Craig Moore is banned for 3 matches because of red cards. Right. You know what? I feel like the exact same situation is present at the start of 2016. Craig Moore would just get a lot of red cards. So yes, he's suspended. So we can't play him right now. So Craig is going to start in that position. Let's take a look at what your stats are. Why is your skills decaying? You may not have been getting played enough or something. That is... What the shit, man? What the hell's wrong with you? Seriously. So yes, what are you... You're not the greatest finisher. You're also not the greatest passer. Yeah, you're young. You really need some development. So I think I'll just put you in as is. And then we'll still use Thomas in that poacher role. His finishing's a little bit better. I don't know. I think that's going to be fine overall. All right, we'll go with this. The next match, actually, we're going to have to change our substitutes anyway, because we actually don't have this many slots for the next match regardless. So we'll figure out what our substitute structure is going to be when we get a little bit closer. I guess we're going to put a cut in here. So in 11 days, that's a big break. In 11 days, we're going to have our first real match against Inverness again. And you know what? The problem is, this is their, like, the shortfall in my own play is I don't know how to judge what just happened, how we can go and change that. Certainly, the set-piece defense would be nice. So, training-wise, going into Inverness... Again, this is just a cup, and we don't have... Actually, we have no criteria for this cup at all. We're just expected to, sort of act competitively. We'll probably lose against Inverness, but we'll probably beat one of the other lower teams. So, you know what? Keep going with match tactics, because I keep wanting to get my familiarity up. It's starting to get there. But we still have a freaking long way to go before everyone is comfortable in all their roles. I wonder if I should, like, delete this other one. Like, are people training in these roles versus this one? Are you only training the one I've got selected? Because that's the thing. Like, if I'm here, I'm not playing Thomas and Crawford in these positions. We're doing something completely different. So are they halfway training some other stupid-ass role? It's possible. Oh. And what? By cycling around there, things are breaking. Burr? Because it's not supposed to be Crawford. This is supposed to be Craig Guffey. This is supposed to be... Like, what the hell's going on? This is supposed to be Harkins. There we go. That's looking right. So, I'm going to get rid of this other strategy because it's leading to weirdness. You're going to do this. And then I realize that this is not a strategy we're going to employ right now. At all. Yeah, I'm very confused as to, like, why it shuffles some of these roles around. Seems really, really, really strange. Maybe it's because some of the positions, when I switch over, some of the positions literally aren't allowed to be played by the player that's selected. Because this list is limited. It doesn't literally show you everyone. It only shows you the people who can vaguely play this role in the tactics screen. So maybe that's what it's doing. It's deselecting something and then replacing it with something else, which sort of kind of breaks it. So I guess ideally you'd like to train... two strategies where they're not so wildly different, but... Yeah, and it's because we have the center mid vaguely left, center mid vaguely right is still there. We don't have the center, so that one is the one that gets shuffled over to here, where he's no good, but I don't know. I have no idea how those training rules work, so we're going to stick with it. Actually, you know what? I should get rid of this right now, because this was the one we put in when we were like, oh, is this a way that we can help take advantage of Force? Well, Force isn't going to be around for a while, so I'm just going to focus entirely on this one strategy for now. Maybe that's better, maybe that's not, I don't know. But we're going to put a cut in here, and when we get back, we're going to play our first for realsy game. And again, it's not one, though, that we're super concerned about our performance in, which is good, because we're still not going to be at maximum performance. So, woo! Thanks for watching. See you next time.